Madison. That was good.
Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and ring.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Adventures by D. It's Thursday at 8.
Welcome in. Thanks for joining Adventures by D. I hope everybody had a nice day out there. It was a beautiful day here in Atlanta, Georgia. Absolutely gorgeous,
Yes,
wasn't it?
Yes, very pretty.
Braves won, birds are singing, 70 degrees. Awesome day.
Very nice.
Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for joining. We're going to talk all about Wild Adventures tonight. So they had us down about 10 days ago, and we're going to talk all about Wild Adventures. It's a great park down in Valdosta, Georgia. So I thought, as we wait for the bell to go off and people to join us, we kind of show people where Wild Adventures is located, because that's probably the question that we get some, for folks that aren't as familiar with Georgia as we are. We live in the Atlanta, Georgia area, so obviously we're familiar. But if you're not familiar with it, Kris is going to pull it up on a map here exactly where Wild Adventure Park is. So as you can see here, it's located just north of Florida. So not too far from Jacksonville, Tallahassee, still in the state of Georgia, but about 20 miles, give or take, off 75. I think it's exit 16.
Should we do some major zoom? Like, woo,
there you go. It'll make Karki sick here.
So, Karki, if you can imagine when you're driving down from Michigan, it's off of I-75 right before you hit Florida. It's in Valdosta, Georgia.
Like, if you were going to Disney, I would definitely consider taking a day or two to see Wild Adventures. It's totally on the way. You could see it's very close to 75. And they have actually 3 parks there, which we're going to do a deep dive on. They have the regular park, or Wild Adventures, which is the park where they have the rides, your main theme park. And then they have the water park, which was not open when we went. It's open now. So we're going to go back down and see that. Splash Island. Here's the map. Thank you, Kris.
Yeah.
And then they also have, what did I say? The Splash Island, the regular park.
They have the animals, the wild part of it.
That's the wild part of Wild Adventures. That's right. They have the animals. So they have a cool safari train that takes you through some of the animals. I mean, big animals. Like they have giraffes, rhinos, zebras. And the safari train's an awesome ride. It takes you around so you could see all those animals. But here's the map. It's 170 acres of slides, rides, and fun, as Wild Adventure says. So you get a lot of money, a lot of value, for your money down there, I think.
And it's different from, like, if you think of Animal Kingdom and Disney, it's very different from that. It has, like, way more rides. So it has the animals, but it also has a ton of rides.
Welcome in, Lori G. Appreciate you being here. We're going to talk a little bit about Wild Adventure tonight, as I said, and do a deep dive on all 3 parts. Remind me, we're going to talk about they have some concerts coming up, which is pretty cool, and they also have some dive-in movies, which I'm going to talk about. But just up front here, just to be transparent, so Wild Adventure had us down. So they did provide tickets for us. They provided feed for the animals, which we're going to talk about that package. And they also provided a parking pass. But we did pay for our own food, our drink cups, and our hotel for the night down there. So speaking for hotels, if you've been to Valdosta, or even if you haven't, they do have nice hotels. We stayed in the Hampton Inn the night before, just so we didn't have to do 8 hours of driving in a day. But as I said, it's right off 75. There's a number of hotels there, a couple exits around the park. Shouldn't have any issues finding a hotel room if you need one, or maybe if you live close, Jacksonville, Tallahassee, Macon, maybe Georgia, you can do it in a day's drive pretty easy. So with that, I think Kris will be right back in here.
Yeah, coming in.
All right, Kris is coming back. We haven't lost her yet.
No.
So they are celebrating their 25 years at Wild Adventures. I just talked about what they provided and what we paid for ourselves. So 25-year history. So I hadn't realized I'd been down there that long, to be honest. Our first time we went was last summer. We went, and it was really cool.
We went in August.
Yeah, it was August.
It was warm, quite warm when we went.
Yes.
But we had a ton of fun, and we had so much fun. Like, we wanted to go back, and we were targeting when they reopened. So we had a good time with that.
Yes, we did.
Did you welcome in?
I did.
Lori Jean?
Yes.
Welcome.
So we went the day before Easter. So they had some cool Easter activities. I know we passed Easter by a few days, but they did have some Easter egg hunts for the kids, socially distanced. They were hiding eggs for each kid in a butterfly garden.
It was so cute. So, like, the families were lined up, and they had two egg hunt areas. And what I think's unique is when you think of theme parks, a lot of theme parks don't do the egg hunts in the theme park, right? It might be at a hotel or something nearby. Well, they had it, like, every family brought Easter baskets, and they were game on. Like, when we showed up, the line, it was opening day, and we showed up probably 45 minutes-ish before they opened by the time we got there. And the line to get through, like, they had a great opening day. It was so busy, and there were a ton of people waiting to get in, and all these little kids with their Easter baskets. And they had one Easter egg hunt in a butterfly garden, and each family would go in by themselves, and, like, families were kind of queued up. And then the kids would... little kids, like 2-3 years old, they'd find the eggs, and then as soon as they're getting done, the people who worked at Wild Adventure, they would put out eggs for, like, the next set of kids, next family. So it was so cool, and it went on for hours. So each kid got to find a ton of the plastic eggs with stuff stuffed in it. And then they had a special egg hunt, like, in the park. They hide what they call an ostrich egg, and if you find it, I think there's 2 golden tickets that were in it.
Yes.
And so our kids actually were kind of looking around to see if they could find it. They did not, but it was found within a couple hours of opening, right? And so people were going all over the park to find this ostrich egg. And what they explained to us is normally for Easter egg hunt, it's throughout the park, but because of COVID, they kind of did it differently, so it was socially distant, so it was safe for everyone. So, and it was really busy when we were there. I mean, wonderfully busy. And similar to, we went to, Dave and Madison tried during spring break last week to go to Six Flags during the week, and it was extremely busy there. They actually didn't end up entering, which we'll talk about later because it was just so busy. But it was just really cool to see just how busy it was there, and all the families. It was like, it's a very family-friendly atmosphere, so you see a lot of families and extended families with their kids and their grandparents, and they're, like, all staying together and eating together and riding rides together. You see some teenagers kind of going off together, but really it's more families that stay together there, which I would equate that differently than Six Flags, because Six Flags is a lot of, like, teenagers that kind of go off together in groups, where Wild Adventure was much more, like, family-oriented, from especially Easter. There's, like, a ton of rides. It's crazy. I think there's something like 40 rides in the place. And it has rides. It's kind of like fair rides, like stuff you get, like Gravitron or Himalaya, or they have the boat. Is it called the Phoenix? They have the new boat.
I think it's the...
what's it called?
It's the... we'll see it in the video.
But they have a new boat. I mean, they have drop towers.
I think it's the Grand Pharaoh, something Pharaoh. Yeah, we'll see it here.
Yeah, they have a couple roller coasters, but they kind of have a wide variety. They have a Ferris wheel. I mean, they have, so, like, if you want adventure rides, you can get it. If you want mild ride, you can get it. They have a really good kids areas with a ton of rides. It's a ton of fun, the park. I mean, it's really, if you don't go very often, you could easily spend 2 days there to try to get through all the rides. I mean, there's that many rides. And we didn't even this time. We're going to go back, but they have the water park, which are open this past weekend. It wasn't open the weekend we went, and that adds a whole nother section like within the park. So, and this is like Go Bananas, their wild ride. I loved filming this, watching them. You can hear Madison scream and scream and scream on it. It's kind of funny. So,
yeah, this is one of the rides. Just another fun fact about the park is if you've seen the Zombieland movie, the end is filmed in the park. They filmed on three different rides there. So just a fun fact. But it was a lot of fun down there. A lot of value, different things you can do. Like Kris said, there's some big time roller coasters, which the thing I forgot is I have to thank Wild Adventure for allowing us to film on the GoPro. Typically, you cannot film at all down there.
On any ride.
Yeah. So the marketing and safety teams cleared my gear. And
yeah, they came and checked Dave and made sure it adhered to their policy, and then, watched them on the ride when they were filming. So it was very nice of them to let us do that. I mean, this park has like a tiger show, for real. And last year the shows weren't going on. I mean, the rides are open, but a lot of the shows weren't going on, so they've reintroduced most of their shows that they didn't have before. And we were amazed with the tiger show. I think they had 5 different types of tigers with different coloring that they brought out, and this is their trainer that works with them to keep them stimulated, and they do, I think, was it 2 shows a day for the tigers?
They do a number of shows,
Yeah.
They have cool big animal shows. They also have a bear keeper talk, a sloth talk, some other animal keeper talks. So this is probably a good segue here to talk about the food packaging. So they have
and if you guys have any questions or want to chat about anything, feel free to throw it in there.
Throw it in the chat.
We're
just kind of going over.
And we should say, this is our 3rd park in a series that we talked about. We did talk about Dollywood and Six Flags. Now that we're covering Wild Adventures, family-friendly theme parks that we like to go to, that we wanted to share with you guys, and kind of what's going on as it opens.
So this is they did provide us. Wild Adventures did provide us a couple feeding kits.
Yeah.
This is typically $25, which is a pretty good value. You figure one feeding, even in the petting zoo, was $5. So you can either see on the video, or it's probably easier to see in a video, or in my hand. You get a photo included too, plus been able to feed the giraffes.
Which was very cool.
Yeah, and you see that in the video.
And if you bought the giraffe feeding, it was $5 each, so it would have been $10 for the 2 giraffe feedings, to kind of give you an idea. I don't know if they had this last year. I don't remember it, because not everything was open. When we fed the alligators last year on our own. You can feed out. You don't hand feed them. You throw pellets at them. But last year we bought things and we fed the alligators. We bought a couple bags. So this year, it was so nice when they provided this, because it's actually something I probably would have purchased, because it would cover most of the things. The kids really they went in the aviary, and they went early in the morning, which if you're going to visit Wild Adventure, go in the aviary early, because the birds are not filled up yet, and with the parakeets were all over the kids. It was super cute seeing their video from that. They had a great time.
There's also a map in the box that shows you kind of where the feeding areas are if you've never been there. So they do have a big lake in the middle of the park, and you were able to feed the turtles and swans that were in the lake with special food that was included in there.
That's true. You were live streaming, and the turtles came up so I could feed them. It was kind of funny. They came up we were on a deck.
Yeah,
it's as if they knew that you were gonna.
Make sure you hit that bell, even watching live or on the replay, because you never know what park we're going to live stream next. So far, we're up to 2. We've live streamed at Dollywood and Wild Adventures. So if we have cell signal,
we're going to do it.
Yeah, we'll do it. And so we'll take you with us. But a lot of times those aren't pre-planned. So hit the bell so you know when you're notified.
Yeah.
Thank you, Karki. Karki, let us know how the audio and video is looking. We have doing a little bit different setup tonight with the tech. So let us know when you get a chance. Upgraded tech, yes.
Different mic and all that. But Wild, it's funny, because my story about Wild Adventure, and you guys are probably like, why are you talking about Wild Adventure? Well, we'd seen it for years driving south down 75 when we drove down to Disney or Busch Gardens, on the way, or Universal. And I've always wondered, I wonder what that's like. And I've talked to some friends that had gone, and they're always like, oh, it's a cute park. And friends that went to, it's where Valdosta State University is in Valdosta, Georgia. And they talked about it. And so last August, when we're all shut down and everything, we decided we should do a day trip down there. Now, a day trip from Atlanta is a long drive. I mean, it's like 4 hours. So to be, very honest with you guys. So, driving down there and back in the same day, we did that. The first time, it was tough. So this time we drove down on a Friday night, and we stayed at a Hampton Inn, like in the area in Valdosta. They have like a bunch of different hotels, and we stayed there for the night, and then went to Wild Adventure in the morning. And we still didn't even get done. I mean, we probably did not even half the park. Like, we could have easily spent another day there doing everything there is to do.
So Dean goes into the feeding, but let's jump ahead to the brand new
This was
Liberty
super cute.
Farms petting zoo.
So Zoo Atlanta has a petting zoo. I don't know if you guys, like, in any of your theme parks, if you go in petting zoos, it's rare you get in a brand new one that's super nice, and the animals are really cute, and it was just a really, really cute theme. They have cute music in the background going, and the animals were super sweet. You don't have to. I don't think you have to buy the food to go in to visit the animals. I think you can just go in and visit.
And I think it's $5 to get the food.
Right, to buy the food, yeah. But can you go in without buying the food?
I think you can go in without buying the food, yeah.
I think so. But like, and you can see they were all over us. And Dean, he made friends with one of the sheep. He called them Jimmy. They called the sheep Jimmy Sheep. That's what right?
But this is how the park got started, though. The staff kind of reminded us of this fact. A cute little cow named Stuart there, calf, I should say. But the park actually started as a petting zoo, and people would come down and put their carnival rides, store them down there for the winter. And sometimes they would turn on the rides for the kids when they came in for the petting zoo. So it's kind of gone full circle on their history here. It started as a petting zoo. 25th year, they brought it back. Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
Like a nice petting zoo.
Yeah.
And they had bunnies in there, and you couldn't pet the bunnies, though. They had chickens. See that pig? I was filming some of the goats. And unfortunately, I wish my mic could have picked it up, because I had it pointing out, and if I'd had it pointing towards me, I was kind of crouched down near the pigs, and the pig was like, he was talking to me, and I turned, and there was a snout staring at me through the slat, so I took the camera, and I put it with the pig. It was so friendly. Like, there's Jimmy's sheep. This was Dean's favorite animal. He climbed in their little windmill, and then he got out, but like, these animals were so cute. I mean, it's like super cute. And there's like donkeys in there.
There's all kinds of animals in there.
Yeah, it's super, super cute. And it was different than, like at Zoo Atlanta, you go in and you can brush them, and they kind of stay away from you. These animals, they wanted to be around you. And then I had a video. They have two real sinks with real running water and soap. Most of the places have something kind of set up, or you got to pump your foot.
It's like a foot pump, yeah.
Yeah, it's like literally when you leave, they had so I was like, that's pretty awesome that they have the real sinks for that. So I know that seems silly, but as a mom, that's like the thing. Like, you want to clean your hands as soon as you leave the petting zoo. So it was a ton of fun.
Here comes my boomerang footage. So this is a Vekoma, if you're into the coasters. So is Twisted Typhoon for that matter, both Vekoma manufactured coasters. And again, they let us film with the GoPro, which was very nice of them. And then you see Madison and I in the front row. This takes you up a hill forward and then lets you go here. And Kris took the footage from the ground. And then you go through once forward, through the ride house, a couple loops, and then you go through the whole thing backwards, aka the boomerang. So I'd not been on this type of ride until we had been to Wild Adventures last summer. So it's a pretty intense ride, especially anticipation as you hang from the top either way, getting ready to come down forward or backwards.
So at some point, if you're in the front or the back of the train, you're going to get it, right? You're either going to be in the front or back of the boomerang. Yeah, it's pretty wild to watch. Definitely. And let me tell you, it's pressure filming you guys when I have one shot to get that shot. When they're coming, it's one shot that they're coming by. So you can see it. You're going all the way into the sky here.
Yeah, that's definitely out of the GoPro I'm wearing up to the sky. And then do it all backwards. If you listen to the video, you hear Madison scream. I promise they are not my screams. As far as you know.
It would be okay, though. It's fun.
The weather was just beautiful down there, too.
Was.
As you can't tell the video. It's like, again, like today here, it's 70 degrees and sunny, but not like broiling down, have to have a hat type of sunny. So they got beautiful weather there opening day. The weather's nice down there most of the summer, too. It does get warm, as Kris said, but right now...
That's when you take advantage of the water park that they have. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's Madison giving her feedback on the ride. Oh, and so you want to talk about... Let's talk a little bit about the food. Here, let's not freeze on my face.
Why not?
So we did buy the, let's start with the drinks, because maybe that's easiest to explain. So they have the drink cup, much like some of the other parks.
We have quite the collection now that we've purchased
Yes.
of the cups of every place we're going to go back to this year to take advantage. So
Yeah. So let's,
yeah, these cups. So it's, every theme park does it a little different, right? But these were $11.99 each if you bought one. And you would do refills at 99 cents. If you bought two or more, you got them at $9.99 each. So we bought two, because here's mine. And so it ended up being $20. When we got a refill during the day, we paid 99 cents each for the refill. There was an unlimited version of the cup, but we won't go back enough to get the value of that unlimited just because of where we live in proximity. But we opted for these so that we could get it refilled very cheaply. A drink was between $3 and $4.50 for like a medium to a large cup. So,
yeah, it was good value. The unlimited cup was $30. So, if you're local and you're going a lot or you live close, that might make the math might make sense.
If I was local, I would for sure get the unlimited. Yeah. And a lot of their eating establishments, they have the soda machines there so you can fill it up. So, which is a little different because like Six Flags, you kind of have to give it to people to fill it. So the one place, we went in the grilled cheese place. In some places, they'll fill it for you or give you the cup. And we ate at this, it's called the Dockside Restaurant. We actually got grilled cheese in the theme park. And I know Dave wanted to talk about. So it was really busy the day we went, and everything was open. Like every food thing was open, and they even had food trucks in there, which we thought was pretty cool. That they added to their food offerings by having some food trucks throughout the park.
Yeah, let me call out a big yeehaw for Wild Adventures bringing in food trucks. I had a Bojangles food truck. We didn't eat at it. It was a long line. It was right next to where we got the grilled cheeses. And then they also had a Kona ice in there for the kids, like a shaved ice, Italian ice type of thing.
Yeah.
But, I know from going to the 3 opening days, the last month or so, to 3 pretty big theme parks, Dollywood didn't even have food trucks, and neither did Six Flags. I think that's great. If you know the weather's nice, you're expecting a big crowd, bring in some help on the food because... I know better than to eat at peak times, but sooner or later you're going to have some lunch if you're staying all day. So the more options, the better. So I applaud Wild Adventures for doing some planning and bringing in some food trucks. And
I have a feeling there might be more permanent food trucks too.
Yeah, well, I was just happy there's more options.
Yeah, so there was like different. So there was a place you could get pizza, a place where you could get chicken or chicken wings, a place you could get barbecue. Stuff like that, different themed foods. Here's the alligator feeding, and this is where you chuck it and then you watch them die for it.
Yeah, we don't get to feed gators too much, I guess, nor would I want to, but this is a safe way to do it. It's kind of unique for them. They do have a trail, too, that kind of goes off in the woods up front of the park. We did it in the summer. There's video from our first Wild Adventure video. This time we didn't really have time to do that. We were visiting around.
The kids went on it though.
Oh, did they? Mm-hmm. Okay.
They did. There's like a bear stuff off of that and other animals. Yeah. Birds. They said there was a bird that talked to them off the trail. Said hello and goodbye.
Yeah, so I would say the one park that comes to mind if you want to have 3 parks in one is maybe a Busch Gardens that has the animals, the rides, and the slides, the water park. So
Busch Gardens doesn't have a water park in it.
they don't? Oh.
They have a water raft ride.
Maybe SeaWorld then. They have rides, they have animals, Aquatica.
Well, it's a totally separate park.
Right.
Like in it.
Plus, I forgot to say that the water park is included in your ticket. So a lot of parks, it's extra. But one ticket gets you into everything there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'll let the video run some more.
It's like those big pellets, like the gators couldn't quite swallow, but sometimes they'd break apart and then other ones would grab it. This is kind of fun because you chuck in the pellets are like the size of your thumb almost. They're pretty big, and then you toss them in.
If you're just joining or ninja watching or watching on the replay, thank you for joining. Consider subscribing if you like the content and liking the video and commenting if you want on the video itself. We go to theme parks quite often, and we'll be going back real soon. Got some big summer trips planned.
We do.
To some different parks we haven't been to in a long time. So very exciting. Consider subscribing and hitting that bell so you know when we go live. And like I said, we'll go live in the parks whenever we can. We have this when we have signal, you know. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Back to our normally scheduled broadcast here. We've been through the feed already. Here's I thought this was really cool too because you don't get to feed a giraffe too often.
And normally it's a big upcharge. Like at Zoo Atlanta, you can do a giraffe feeding, but it costs more than $5. And like Busch Gardens, you can do it, but you have to go on a special tour. So they had this, and look at that, like that tongue. And they have 2 giraffes, and the older giraffe is the one you fed. The younger one you didn't feed, which I thought was kind of interesting.
So does he do slow-mo on request or?
Yeah, and that one giraffe is, because it says it on the sign. I should know her name because there's a girl, and they're both girls actually. I think one is older than the other significantly.
So here's me and Madison. I know you've seen the POV earlier in the reshared, but this is the Chris's shot looking at us in the front row. So it was a thrill to be able to film on the rides. It's a thrill anyway to get to ride the rides, but thank Wild Adventures again for letting us do that. Do not try this at home. Do not sneak cameras or phones on the rides at Wild Adventure. No.
Well, first of all, can I just tell you the story that when I was filming in an area you're allowed to film. It's kind of like the exit is where I was standing and the track goes over you. And family came out and their phone had fallen into the roller coaster area and they were going to have to wait till the park closed to get it. So I don't quite know why they brought their phone on the coaster, but as you guys know in theme parks, don't bring your phones on the coaster or really anything because stuff's going to come out of your pockets. So you're supposed to not put anything, right? Like they tell you that and you're supposed to put stuff. They have cubbies.
They have cubby holes. They have lockers there. We rented did we rent a locker?
We didn't this time.
We didn't, but they have lockers all over Wild Adventures. Yeah. It's much the same as other theme parks. It's like $6 to $10 all day long. You can move around from locker to locker. So all 4 of us went, so we didn't need a cubby hole or a locker this time. But normally we do rent a locker.
Yes, Lori Jean, very exciting for you with the California and everything opening here. Matter of fact, there's big tickets for sale today with Disneyland, right, for everybody. And I was watching Twitter to see what was happening. It seems like a lot of people were having problems. If they got tickets, they weren't able to get reservations yet for Disney. But, Universal, and then, of course, Six Flags Magic Mountain is already...
They've been open.
Yeah.
And then Knott's is opening soon.
And then I was reading Knott's is celebrating, what is it? I wrote the date. On May 21st, Knott's is celebrating their 100th anniversary, which is crazy to think that they've been open 100 years. And some of the history, from what we understand, that Walt Disney actually went to Knott's, which is part of where he got the idea of doing a theme park. So maybe they should, he got some of that idea from them.
I think they started with the boysenberry, if I'm not mistaken. I had been to Knott's a long time ago.
I want to go.
And we'd like to go back. I don't know when the next California trip is, but we do have some Disneyland content on the channel along with Universal Studios Hollywood.
Yes.
So when we go, I have some family out there, so typically it's half family and half theme park time. But we do have videos from Disneyland and Universal Hollywood.
But our next trip, we're for sure going to go to Knott's. And maybe we'll hit Six Flags Magic Mountain.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool. Six Flags, so we have an annual pass. That same annual pass gets you into like all the Six Flags parks across the United States. So your admission is already paid, depending on which level of ticket you have, to get into any other Six Flags in the U.S. So that's a pretty cool. So it's kind of an incentive. It's a drive though, probably, to get to Magic Mountain from Anaheim.
It's a drive.
Or Hollywood.
It's a drive to go anywhere in Southern California.
Yes, it is. We found that out very quickly. Holy cow!
Our traffic's not much better here in the Atlanta metro area, but it's rough sometimes in California.
Yeah.
What else do we want to talk? Wild Adventure. One thing that they have that I have video from the initial trip is they have an unbelievable strawberry whip. They have a Mayfield ice cream. Mayfield's an ice cream brand. And they have a Mayfield ice cream stand near the front of the park. And they have an unbelievable strawberry whip, which is like a Dole Whip, if you're familiar with that. It's pretty much a strawberry shake with some pineapple juice is the best way I can describe it. I do have a picture of it. And
can we add it? Or no?
We can add it. We'll just have to take us out of the stream for a second. I don't know if we can just mute the audio or
oh, it might take us away.
Yeah, it might take us away.
Oh.
Maybe if you do double and add the background.
This one? This one.
That one. Yeah, see if you can blow up the background there. Yeah, you might have to remove this out of the screen right there. And then hold on, we're figuring it out. We're just punching a bunch of buttons here.
It's not
coming up? Okay.
No. All right.
You have to go back and watch the first video from Wild Adventure where I enjoy my strawberry whip. It's really good. I'd recommend it highly.
So it's for those of you that are Disney fans, it has pineapple juice and strawberry ice cream, and they whip it like a shake. And then they also have a pineapple whip. But like when Dave says he loves it, they have a Mayfield ice cream shop, which Mayfield is a brand of ice cream if you guys aren't familiar. And in the Southeast, actually in just outside of Atlanta here, they make it. I mean, it's a big Southeastern ice cream. And when we went there the first time, it's right before you're exiting the park, like there is a Mayfield Dairy ice cream shop. And everyone was like, oh my gosh. And so we went in there. We had to go in again this time because you wanted that whip. And of course the kids, they'll make shakes for you with any of the brands. They've kind of hand scooped the ice cream and that sort of stuff. Oh, that's a good idea.
So
he brought the picture up.
I'm going to share it.
That's how much he likes this. Like if we could make this at home, which we probably should make our version of the strawberry whip. We should make our version of the strawberry whip. Like that's how much Dave likes that.
Yeah.
Madison got like a cookie dough shake, and then Dean got a couple different scoops of different ice cream in a cone. But Dave loves that thing.
Highly recommend the strawberry whip. Have I mentioned that? So good stuff.
You must show the internet food, right?
Yes, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, take that out. I didn't want to, move on from Wild Adventure without giving the strawberry whip some love.
We may have had some people join us. Oh, Monarch Moments, welcome.
Thank you. That must be Garrett or Michelle. Yes, that's what I'm learning. You just keep punching buttons till the right thing comes up. Appreciate you joining, Garrett. And Michelle and crew at Monarch Moments. They had a great stream.
Or maybe it's Hannah.
Or maybe it's Hannah. That's right. Yes, they had a great tech stream last night. I think I was hogging the chat asking.
Dave was texting me all of these things. I should pull up my thing about the mic and editing, and we have some different philosophies in some of the stuff you're hearing, right, with editing and that sort of stuff with it. So it was kind of funny because he was texting me what was going on in the stream. So.
Yeah, you forgot Gabriel.
I'm sorry. Oh, yes, Gabriel, too. I just assumed he wouldn't be driving, but you know what? He could get an iPad and drive all day long, right?
That's right.
Enter in YouTube and take over.
So what's new at Wild Adventures this year? They're bringing back the concerts. So they're actually having the rock group Train in July. They have a concert venue.
Like huge.
Yes.
We went over there. We're wandering around. Dave was live streaming, and I'm wandering around, and I'm like, where are these concerts? Because we'd seen all these ads. They have like a concert venue that reminds me of like a state fair or county fair. It's a huge area, and then like nothing was in it. And then towards the front of it were all these seats, and then there was like covered seating. So I didn't walk in to see, but it reminds me of like a state fair grounds with how many seats they have. And I think thousands of people come for the concerts. And I guess you were looking it up, right? Like you can get in for the concert just with your admission price, but if you want to reserve a seat, you have to pay money to reserve a seat, right?
Right.
But if you wanted to go in for the day, and I'm sure people get in that area really early. Like if Train's coming, I mean, that would be a great concert. And they have a bunch of country folks and some other people. So like it looked like it was some pretty big. We saw it was Train. We're like, holy cow.
Yeah. So they also have, besides the concerts, they have what they're calling dive-in movies. So they're going to be open late a few nights during the summer in the water park. And they'll have movies playing for the kids on the big inflatable screens.
That's really cool.
Which is cool. I think Disney does that at a lot of the hotels in the summer. So that's cool. It occupies the kids, and hopefully the parents can swim a little bit. Or
I see Monarch Moments saying you almost saw Train in Tahoe. So I'm sure it would have been good.
We have not been to Tahoe or Reno.
No, we have not.
I would like to go. We've been to Vegas a couple times, which we just talked about Vegas on our Vacationers Theme Park and More partner channel on their podcast. So it's
their podcast 111 they just released. Yeah, we talked a little bit about Wild Adventures in the beginning, and one of the guys, Tom, he'd gone to Las Vegas for a trip with one of his buddies, so they were talking about it. And it was interesting to hear kind of like what Las Vegas is like right now, because it was last month that he went and kind of what he experienced. So he has a story because he had played some apps where he got free room at the Wynn, and he had originally was going to go with his wife, and they were going to see Lady Gaga, and like last April, and COVID happened, so he had rescheduled it several times. I don't think he could reschedule it again, or he was going to lose it, and the plane flights and all that. So they ended up going. So he had fun with one of his friends.
Yes. Let's go back to Wild Adventure. I don't want to leave without talking about the photo card.
Oh.
So they have photo card.
And I should say, somehow this year, we have invested in every theme park the photo card. So pray to God by the end of the year. We're not in the room that has pictures. All of our family pictures, we have a wall, are all pictures we get taken at theme park. As families, like, we love it. Like, as the kids grow up, that's, some people get their professional portraits or whatever. Well, ours are all theme park related. Like it's just kind of funny. So we done Dollywood, you bought it, and Six Flags for the first time we bought it, and then Wild Adventure we bought the photo card. So it was pretty cool. So we're hoping we go back a couple times, and we'll get value, all the value for that. They took our pictures a few different places, and they have some on ride photos too, which would be very cool.
Yes, and it's helpful for thumbnails. Anyway, that's not the only reason I got it, but I enjoy the family pictures, and it's good keepsakes. And you do get a few hard copies too, if you want the hard copies to frame. There are a couple included. You get all the digital photos.
Where are ours?
Oh, they're over here.
Yeah, we actually got some.
Here, let's show them. Let's take this out of the stream.
And with the Wild Adventure pack, you got a picture. You got like this coupon for a free picture. So we were able to redeem that, and we got some.
Well, that's the thumbnail.
Yeah, this was the thumbnail. But so what we got, the card gives us digital downloads, but then we got a couple. That would be easier if I do that. Printed. So that was the thumbnail. I just kind of like that. I don't know if I'll probably keep that in my office. We're in my office, so I'll probably. And this really is my office for work. And like, if I duck one way or another, I have Haunted Mansion, and some people are like, do you like Halloween? And I love Halloween, but when I work, they're always like, what's going on behind you?
Yeah, she has quite a few Halloween, quite a few
see some of the
Haunted Mansion and Halloween Funkos. I'm sure we're going to see those on an upcoming screen. I don't know if she has as many as Garrett and Gilbert, but we're We're just Funko wannabes, but she does have I keep looking up at them. You can't see them, but
Yeah.
stay tuned for Halloween Funkos.
Yes.
Coming soon. I think Carol does have a channel with subscribers. Car key. This is another...
Yeah, this was like in the new petting zoo. They had a photographer in there, and so we got a picture. They had like just opened, and the photographer, he was so nice. He took a bunch of pictures. So we did that.
And then this is coming into the park.
Yeah, they do the obligatory, like, they have a "We Walk Under a Wild Adventure" sign. And they actually have two of them right when you're entering, right before they have they do like health questions, and then they did a security screening. So, and their policy is similar. I don't know if you guys have been monitoring Twitter this week, but their policy, it's probably Hershin Family Entertainment, because that's Wild Adventures is run by the same people that run Dollywood and Silver Dollar City. And we've gone to Callaway Gardens. We have a video on that. They actually run that. They run Stone Mountain. We've been to Stone Mountain. They run some aquariums.
Dollywood.
Yeah, Dollywood.
Kentucky Kingdom now.
Kentucky Kingdom, that's the other one. So they have like a ton of...
I counted up. We've been to 7 or 8 Hershin Family Entertainment properties.
No kidding. And we were looking on their website. We're like, holy cow. We feel like a tip would be to have a pass that lets you, kind of like Six Flags lets you go to some of their stuff. If they could do a pass that lets you go to their theme parks and their experiences, we're already, maybe they would lose money on us because we're actually already going to a lot of them, but that would be awesome. Or if you got a Dollywood thing that you could save money. There is something with Stone Mountain that they talk about. You can save money if you buy a pass, that you can get reduced admission to places. I'm not quite sure how it works when you have to purchase online though, because I think you're going up and you're showing a card. But it would be really cool if they had a super pass for all of their parks.
There's a question. Do you want to mention what field of work you're in?
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay. Top secret. We'll never know. I wonder what she does too, Monarch Moments, but I assume she's working.
You can guess, and I'll let you know or not know. But no, I guess I shouldn't have even talked about it. Huh?
No, is that like Saving Private Ryan where they have to guess what he is?
That's true. Maybe.
Yeah. All right. Karki's doing a wonderful job as always. Karki, I'm just a moderator wannabe on a Monarch Moment channel. I never get... all the other moderators are putting the links in, and I'm still trying to type them. I'm like, okay, well, I missed that chance, but... You're a moderator extraordinaire. The pricing for a general admission ticket just for Wild Adventures is $52 admission day of. You can get it online ahead of time for $40 some. And then I think a pass is a little over about $150, $160 with the tax all in. So a lot of these regional parks, you can get a pass for like 2 days at Disney. So great value.
Yeah.
Great value.
It really kind of puts things in perspective when you see that, because you can get. And if I lived in the area, I would get a pass, slam dunk. To do, take the kids to the water park and go once or twice or however many times you want to go. So, I don't think it would even be a question for what you can do there. And Dave, he always has he has this show flow.
Yeah, I do notes. I do a little bit of homework. Come on, I just don't show up,
Yes.
We like to be a little bit prepared. What did we do on the way down? So we did stop at one of the world's largest gas station, Buc-ees. Check that video out. That's our second video.
And we did a different video. I was walking around and just kind of videoing as we went. It's not like us guiding you or anything like that. And Dave and Madison went down right after they opened in December, and Buc-ees is like a gas station. And you're like, okay. Well, we'd seen for a while that it was being built. And so we here you go, Dave's bringing it up. Dave and Madison went down right after it opened to see it, and they were saying how crowded it was, and I kind of understood, but not really. I didn't really understand how crowded it was. So there were so many people in that gas station. It was like Disney World. Like, it was crazy in there.
And welcome to
and they have like 100 and something gas pumps, and almost all of them were taken. We were there at like 6:30 on a Friday when we were driving down to Valdosta. And it was crazy. Dave is such a fan. He for real wears that Buc-ees shirt all the time and that hat. Like it's not just for the videos. So he was so excited to go in here.
It's
I couldn't believe it.
yeah.
And look, they starting price to work in there $15 an hour. Isn't that awesome? And goes up from there.
Oops, sorry about that. Yeah, it's overwhelming the first time you go in there. It's like no other gas station I've been to. First time, it's spotless. I mean, and they're known for their clean bathrooms. I didn't film in the bathrooms, but I did go in there, and they are spotless.
They had like 2 people cleaning the women's restroom while we were in there, like constantly. Remind me of Disney, like seriously, that level of cleanliness. And
It's like 50,000 square foot and 166 gas pumps. Top that off, fresh nuts, fresh brisket. They're known for so many things, it's hard to do a short list, but they're known for their brisket and their barbecue. I'm about to see a brisket on the board, as they call it down there.
And those are pre-prepared, like hot. And as we were there, stuff was gone, and then they refilled it. And then they have this ordering area that's like crazy. Like, can you see the lines? It's just people ordering, and then they kept calling out numbers. And whoever had number 1,000, if you watch our video, like they never picked their food up because all you kept hearing was number 1,000. Like over and over.
We should have picked that up.
I know. Yeah. We should have said, we're number 1,000. What is it? And then they have this wall of jerky that's like sealed, but then they had a case of just jerky. Yeah. Like I barely showed it. It was crazy. And there was a spill that happened when we were there. Like something fell out of the case. They were on it, and they had signs, and there were 3 people cleaning it, and it was like mass chaos in that place, and they were on it. Like all this food was gone, and then we came back and it was all filled again in that area. And they have shopping carts in the gas station, guys. Like in the gas station, they have shopping carts. Okay? It's crazy.
Their merch is very, obviously I like their merch, but it's also very reasonable priced. I think a t-shirt was $15, a hat was $10, and it's, like I said, it's overwhelming between everything with the beaver on it, and all the soda drinks are super cheap, and these sandwiches, I forgot how much they were.
I think it was like $6 a sandwich,
Yeah.
$5.99 hot sandwiches. We ended up stopping there. We were going to get dinner there and keep driving was our goal, and just to stop. And I was like, oh, we'll go in and I'll do like a tour. Oh my God, there were so many people in there. I couldn't. Normally I'm really good. Like at the theme parks, you kind of dodge people and you can walk faster than them. You guys know what I'm talking about. You kind of get in the thing and you can go and you move around them. Well, no, not here. That wasn't the case. I couldn't get around. The people were. I couldn't get around them. So it was pretty wild.
Welcome in, Mariel and Daniel. I hope it went well, Daniel, with the Disneyland tickets and reservations. So excited to hear about that.
Welcome. Beaver sandwiches. Yes, they were beaver sandwiches, Monarch moments.
Not the
That
tail,
would be
not
funny.
not the tail, but
No, but look at this. Like, you know, it reminds you of a grocery store or whatever, but everything's pre-prepared, or you can get stuff. And the thing that blew me away was they had all their own themed things. And I was asking Dave, okay, how many of these gas stations do they have? Do they have 18 or 20 of them, something like that?
they're opening a lot. They just opened a couple in Florida.
And all in the Southeast, like every state is now going to get one. It's kind of crazy. There's another one being built on our way north Georgia up 75, so it's kind of south of Atlanta, and then north of Atlanta within like a 2-hour thing they're going to have them. But they had their own themed, all different types of candy. And then we get to the chips, and they had every brand of chip they had their name on. Like if it's a Cajun, if it's a salt, if it's a puff, I couldn't believe it. I could, like, all their own themed stuff. They sold other stuff too, and of course they had their own themed soda or other things. And I was just like, and I know we're going on and on about a gas station, but I just could not believe this. And I kept trying to film. I was trying to film like low, so I didn't show people's faces as much, just to respect them. But it was crazy in there.
Maybe they'll get some out in California for Monarch Moments, or folks that live out in the West Coast. They started in Texas, and they're all kind of between Texas and Florida now, give or take. But I know they're opening more and more. Every time I turn on the vlog, there's a new Buc-ees somewhere.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. And they had all this merchandise. It was crazy, guys. Like, I can't describe it until you go into one. And there's one in Texas that's like the biggest, right? Like, we weren't even in the biggest one ever. But And they have weird merchandise. Like there's a whole home section, and they have like soaps and like "home is where the heart is" signs. I was like, what's going on in this place? It was wild, 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 wild. It's like a Target, but a gas station. That's what I would call it, like a Target gas station. Isn't that crazy? So that was kind of on the way down to. And my favorite coming up here was they had these like shirts. I said, Dave, you should get one of these, and it has like sauces and beavers and ketchups and I don't know what grill stuff and lobsters. Like I don't know what's going on there, but it was pretty funny.
That would be a bold fashion statement.
It would be a bold. And then they had like zip ups and long sleeves and it was crazy. I was just kind of walking, and this isn't normally how I film. Like it's kind of like we're trying to go as fast as we can to grab what we needed and get out because it was that busy.
They have a onesie that's kind of cute with the big beaver tail.
You guys
on
may
it.
have seen it. So
Yeah, I've seen it in other vlogs, but
Yeah.
it's a little hot for the onesie right now. But
it's like crazy. Look, they even have like their own branded neck pillows there. The critter or whatever. That's a beaver. Okay, that's a Buc-ee head pillow. Like, what is going on? Do you get like? It's totally wild. Totally wild.
I don't know.
Daniel, I hope you're having fun. I think Daniel's actually in Orlando at Disney World, so
Really? Well,
appreciate-
thank you for joining.
yeah, thank you for joining.
That's exciting. What are you doing right now down there? Any good rides today, or what park did you visit?
Peace, love, and
I think he's ninja watching.
Ninja watching. That's okay.
All right, thank you for
enjoy.
joining. You
Yeah.
enjoy your Disney time.
Seriously, that's like magic time.
Absolutely.
Enjoy.
All right, I took them out of the stream. What's going on with this in the near future, Kris? Outside of Wild Adventures and Buc-ees.
I don't know. There's a trip coming up that's going to be a surprise for me, and I don't know what it is, so I'll find out, and so will you guys.
That's right. Next week is birthday weeks. Kris and I's birthday are very close, so not the same year, but very close. So next week is birthday week. So yes, there is a trip planned. She knows nothing about. So
I've just been told to take a day off and be ready. So
Kris hates surprises, so the longer I can keep it a secret, the better.
I can't stand it.
Just pack for
prepare.
warm, pack for 90 degrees, and pack for minus 90 degrees. A little bit of both, you're going to be fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh man. We're celebrating being fully vaccinated. That's what we are.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's get that scroll out of here. Next stream is Star Wars night. So, I'm trying to get some guests for Star Wars night. Monarch Moments. If you want to pipe in, let us know. I'm hearing some Star Wars characters are going to stop in.
April 29th is
April
the day.
29th.
It won't be on May the 4th. It's going to be before.
That's the closest Thursday that we're going to stream. So
Yeah.
I'm warming up some Star Wars content. I've been editing some shorts. Garrett, just a few shorts. Not a lot, just a few, but I'm working on it. We've been to Galaxy's Edge. You can find that video up on the channel.
Oh my gosh, that was your dream. To go to Galaxy's
Yes.
Edge.
I've actually been
And
to
if
Galaxy's.
we save for the rest of our lives, you'll be able to stay at the Star Wars Hotel. Oh
Yes,
my God, he would
yes.
love to do that.
Yeah. So
You can send your kids to college, or you can stay at the Star Wars Hotel. Jeez. For the low price of several $1,000s for 2 nights, you too can stay. I don't know what when you hear the podcast. Yeah.
I've heard it's $1,000 a night, and the best part is it's like a minimum of 3 nights. I don't know if that's true or not. I've heard different things. So, wow, even for Disney, that's expensive. But I'm sure we'll be peeking in there at some point whenever we can.
Oh my gosh, you would die to go to that. That's like your kid's dream come true.
Yes, I'm going to dig deep into my Star Wars collection. From a lot of it from the 70s, and some throughout.
No.
Yes. And Kris is actually, and I have been to a Star Wars celebration in Indianapolis, Indiana many years ago.
Many years, like before it was cool to go to them. Yeah, we went to one, like long before it was cool. And I remember walking around and everyone was dressed up as stormtroopers. And now, we don't, Madison does a ton of cosplay, so it doesn't even faze me. But at that time, I was like, what's going on in Indianapolis? Like, when was that? Was that like 2000, 2001?
Somewhere in there, 2000,
2002.
2001, 2002.
Yeah, a long time ago. Anthony Daniels was like a guest speaker. We could hear him talking, and it was so weird to see him. I mean, except for on the DVDs, you wouldn't see him.
He was
like as.
I'll tell you what was different, because he works the room PG/R rated when he's not in the C3PO
blue.
costume. Yeah,
Yes.
which was
We were
kind of
like,
entertaining.
wow. Yeah.
We were like, C3PO. Ooh, didn't expect that to come out. But
That was, and people were dressed up like the most amazing characters. And now we go to Comic Cons and all these things, and you see that stuff all the time. But back then, I mean, you just didn't see it, and it was amazing.
And speaking of Star Wars, where are we supposed to be this weekend? What were we supposed to be doing?
Oh, is this the weekend?
Yeah.
We were supposed to do the Star Wars runs at the Run Disney event. So we were both doing the 5K, and Dave was also going to do the half marathon. So that was this weekend, and we were going to stay at Art of Animation. We hadn't stayed there, so that was this weekend. So it's not
The last one we did was in 2019, so this is my half marathon medal. Very cool. Half Rey, half Kylo. Should I do a close up?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I see that.
I'm just priming the pump for April 29th.
And you used to choose, so you choose if you ran with the light side or the dark side. So what are you guys? You guys light side or dark side folks?
And I should say this is the 5K medal with Finn and Captain Phasma, who I always call Captain Plasma.
She's my favorite Star
to
Wars
make Dean
character.
mad, but yeah.
I was hoping that she didn't really die in one of the movies. That she just fell off, and that she was going to come back to life. She's one of my favorite characters. In Hollywood Studios, she would lead the march, and she'd have her cape and dun, 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 dun.
We do have a video up of the 5K adventure. It rained, so we had to get back. A
couple years ago.
Yeah, a couple years ago. If you've been to the Run Disney race, you know you have to get up like basically in the
That was
middle of the night.
2019?
Middle of the night, yeah, 2019. And it rained. We had to get on and off the bus. It was a whole adventure.
Oh, do you guys know about that? Like when Dave says it rained, we waited and waited for the thing to start. I mean, you're there at 4 a.m. anyway, and the race starts 6 or whatever it starts forever. And they were yucking it like extra. They had these screens, and it was going on and on and on. And then I see all these buses behind it. I'm like, wow, there's a lot of people late to this race. They must be filling in for people trying to come. You know, there's tons of people. Then they make an announcement that inclement weather's coming, and they have to evacuate all of us. Thousands and thousands of people there, and we either could go to Epcot, the entrance, somewhere. You could stand at some building at Epcot, or you had to get on a bus. It was in the Epcot parking lot. So thousands of people had to evacuate at 6-something in the morning, and we all got on buses. The rain hadn't started yet, and then it unleashed. So we're all sitting on buses, and then we waited and waited and waited on buses. And then they finally just made an announcement. You guys can go run, or you could choose not to run, and you could just get your medal. And we ended up, we did the run. They shortened it.
No run, no medal, or no walk, no medal.
And it was like a total nightmare. It was raining, and then they queued you back up. But now, whatever group you was in, it didn't matter. It was like, just go. So they finally released us. It was pouring on us. I remember I was freezing. And then it was like the rain. It was horrible. And they ended up shortening it. Thank God. Like, forget it.
You can
5K in like cold rain in April.
You can find that video in our Run Disney playlist. It's not hard to find because it's the only one.
Well, we didn't end up. We videoed before, and I videoed a little bit. Dave sleeping on the bus, and I videoed him. I thought I should have videoed more. I did. Everyone was sleeping on the bus. I was the only one awake. I'm like, how can you guys sleep? Anyway, so I had my headphones, and I'm like trying to talk real quietly.
That's nothing more entertaining than video of me sleeping.
And then when the race actually started, because it was raining, we didn't actually video because I was afraid I was going to fall on my face in the rain. But it was quite the thing. So it was gonna be a redo this year. I will say though, I don't know if you guys are into running or not, or Run Disney, but it's really a commitment to do Run Disney because it's a very different vacation. That one we did, the kids did the park, like they went with them by themselves into the park, and we did Run Disney, and then we met them. But you're waking up. Dave, when you did the half marathon, what time did you? Are you waking up 2 in the morning, 2:30?
You're waking up at 3:30 or something.
Yeah, you were
like
on
that.
the bus
Yeah.
by then, weren't you?
Yeah.
So like that's insane. I don't know if you guys think so. I do. So, and you're on vacation, so could you imagine doing that and here. Okay.
You can put it up if you want, Kris.
If you could imagine doing that and trying to do a Disney vacation with it. I mean, that's...
But talking about the Disneyland tickets earlier, trying to get a bib for the Run Disney race to me is sort of like trying to get a fast pass, a flight of passage, or trying to get apparently a Disneyland ticket today. So you definitely have to be fast on the computer because those bibs go really fast. Once they go on sale in the morning, they go really fast.
And we started filming. This is the 5K, right?
Yeah, this is a 5K.
Yeah, so Dave started filming at like 3 in the morning, whatever it is. I'm like, oh my God.
Wakey, wakey!
Oh my God. He's like literally filming it.
I'm raring to go at 3:30 only for the race in Disney, you know.
And the kids are like still sleeping.
Yeah.
Like obviously. I can't believe you.
All right, if we want to get
Well, you know, we have to give the video some ambiance of what's going on with the kids, which is nothing.
I'm glad they could
over
just...
there and then Bay Lake.
They didn't have any
over
problem
here.
taking
To be
over the
super
beds
specific,
themselves.
yes, it is part of contemporary.
This is
but
a
separate
Swan room, so
section.
we also have a Disney
Yeah.
moderate
I will
hotel
have,
review
as far as I
that
know,
covers
I
the
have a
Swan
theme
and some
park
other
view. I
things.
don't know what-
You can
what
find that on the
floor.
channel too. That's a recent
Currently
video that
2
Kris did.
p.m.
Yeah, we did one on
Sunday,
like
April
what
Sunday.
we tend to be moderate hotel people, but we've been watching a ton of videos of people, and you guys have probably seen it too, of people talking about
An umbrella.
all these hotels they're staying at, but they're all hosted. And so we're like, wow, we've seen a lot of places and done a lot of research and figure out the cost. So why don't we kind of share our perspective? And I know Karki, you left a comment on our video because like Karki vacations differently and has a larger family, and so there's a lot of stuff to consider with.
Check in early. You can
This
put
is
a
Run
time
Disney.
frame
This is
into
probably
the
like
app,
4 in the
which I
morning.
did.
It's a commitment because especially if you run running, and if you have family members and aren't, you know, they want to go to the parks, which I don't blame them. But after like a half marathon, it's a little bit of a stretch out your legs after 13 miles to go back into the parks and do another 10,000
And Dave
steps.
typically he does an ice bath after he like runs that far, and in Disney that's very hard to do, you know. So like to kind of get your muscles. The most amazing thing to me with the Run Disney stuff was all the costumes. Like amazing what people were wearing. Just absolutely amazing. All different themed costumes. Really, really, really cool. Dave, he has to get on the first darn bus out of the hotel because God forbid. And I do understand because the traffic gets so backed up that at least you know you're there. And then we started waiting, and there's all these like lines you could take pictures with characters, but then those lines are so long, you don't end up waiting in those. So then we wait in this corral for like 2 hours.
Characters are great though. We saw Boba Fett at the expo with Han Solo and Carbonite. After the half marathon, they had Jabba the Hutt out there, full barge. They had, have some great music going on out there, and the pre-race is a lot of fun. Thank you, Mona. It is a lot of fun.
It'll be interesting to see. They said this year. I mean, it's been canceled, but what's going to be the last Star Wars light side, dark side. I don't know if that means they're going to do a different type of Star Wars, because I actually think this is pretty cool, because you can choose even with, like, I bought that shirt, but you can choose if you want to wear a dark side or light side shirts. And Dave considered, so we had already bought everything. Disney ended up refunding the money for the Run Disney. You could do the virtual.
There's a lot of people doing that this weekend. All the social media came out today, in fact.
But we kind of looked at the virtual run. It's a lot of money. And basically you're getting the medal, and I don't know. Dave's done a lot of half marathons, and you've done a marathon. So I don't know if the
I think the video is let me remove it. It's,
is it? Is it
getting
buffering?
louder than us, yeah, a little
Okay.
bit. So, well, you get a flavor. Go. You can go watch the whole video here. Karki, thank you very much. It's up there. They're a lot of fun because you can stop and take pictures during the race, which typically, on most runs, if you're a runner, you just run the race. But in Disney, you can stop and take pictures during the race too, not just the expo, not just before or after, but they had a lot of cool photo ops, rare photo ops during the race.
I know why that's going, because we shared audio, and we're still sharing the same stream that has audio.
Yeah. Okay.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Didn't realize you were hearing audio and everything we were shooting. It's probably been a fun stream.
Yeah.
We need Garrett in here.
Or Gilbert. I'm learning from him last night. The Danester. So that was Run Disney. So we're not doing the virtual event this weekend, but I do look forward to doing another Run Disney, some type of race next time we have an opportunity to.
It's just tough because when you're vacationing, if you want to do the parks, if you're doing the running, you can't fully take advantage of the parks. And the kids don't want to do the running, they want to do the parks. And it's, Dave, like the night before, you got to stop at a certain time, and there's no way you can even fall asleep even though you want to. So probably you should just vacation on your own and do the running, but no one here would ever forgive you if you just went on your own to do running at Disney, right? Because we'd all want to.
That's no fun. You don't get the medals. You don't get the shirts. So that was Run Disney. Fairly topical right now. We talked about the California parks opening. A lot of other parks opening here in May, either beginning or the end here in the middle of the country. A lot of the Cedar Fair parks are open. I know Kings Island, a park that I'm partial to near Cincinnati, is opening in May. There's another one here, Carowinds, that's opening near Charlotte. Towards May, towards Memorial Day. Mm-hmm. So it's exciting to see things opening back up.
I don't know. Are you guys like us? You like to get to all the different theme parks? I mean, we like variety. I mean, we love, like, if I could go to Disney every day, that would be great. But I love the variety of different things and kind of seeing what they have to offer because they're all so different. And our family's big into the animals. Dean is really big into animals. So a place like Wild Adventure that has animals as a part of the park is wonderful.
Yeah, if you're just joining, thanks for joining. You're on Adventures by D. I'm Dave. This is my wife, Kris.
Yeah, I don't even know if we ever introduced ourselves.
I don't know. We just kind of dove in. But we cover theme parks. We're local to the Atlanta, Georgia area. Six Flags is our local theme park. We covered Wild Adventure early in the stream, so go ahead and rewind if you want to hear about a Wild Adventure, or wait till the replay until we're over here in a couple minutes, and feel free to watch the beginning. We talk about Wild Adventure, what a great time we had down in Valdosta about 10 days ago.
We're going to go back.
Yeah, we have to go back for the water park, but I'd like to see. I don't have their.
And then they have a fall, like a Halloween and a Christmas. And last year it was a little different what they could do, so I'm interested to see this year what they're able to do. I'm curious about it, how fun it is.
Yeah, but it's a great park. It's nice and clean, family friendly, and recommend you all check it out if you get a chance to.
You know, it's like a regional one that is more. It really should probably be more on a national scale with the size of it and the number of rides.
Ooh, Cedar Point is on my bucket list, car key. I can't seem to get there from Indianapolis. I normally just get to Kings Island, but I would like to get up to Cedar Point. I think that's up on the lake, if I'm not mistaken.
And, news here. So I happened to this week, I was on the Six Flags, there's a Six Flags app, and I was on it, and I was just checking some stuff out about their shows, and it's like, what shows do they have going on, and that sort of stuff. And I noticed that Six Flags is open Friday, 6 to 11. So Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays. And I didn't realize that they weren't open on Fridays yet. And then Dave mentioned to me today, hey, did you know Six Flags is open on Fridays? And I was like, yeah, I actually did. So it's pretty cool. They've added a day so they're open 6 to 11 on Friday nights, and I think they'll go probably all full time probably the week of Memorial Day, because they tend to do weekends at Six Flags over Georgia until kids are out of school. I think a lot of high school and college kids work there too. That's a lot of their staffing. So
I'm looking forward to going back soon to see what kind of changes have been made since.
Should we say what happened last week when you were going to go with Madison?
We can, yeah. We tried to go spring break week.
It's called Theme Park Fail.
We tried to go spring break week a couple Tuesdays ago.
We had reservations.
The first week of April. We made a reservation on a Tuesday and went over, took the day off. I went over, and actually the park was really, really crowded just to get in, which is good for Six Flags, but there's a long line to get in. So we drove over and ended up coming back just because, one, we're locals, so we'll go again. But it was just really crowded to get in, and so I wasn't sure what the crowd was going to be like inside the park.
It was going to be very busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was going to be long lines for rides.
Yeah.
So it was called the Six Flags Fail that they went father-daughter trip during spring break and didn't end up going in once they hit the park. So they will be back though. So that's kind of one of those. You got to make a call, right, for what you want to do. So that was the call you made.
That is right.
But you know what they did instead? So you guys, in your areas, are all the Disney stores closing in the malls? It's so sad. Here, several of the Disney stores had already closed. Here, the outlets had all closed, and several of the malls had closed. And there's one that's closing this week or next week. Next week is their last week.
No, I think today was the last day.
Today was the last day.
Yeah.
And so Dave and Madison went into it just to kind of see. And this one was really cute because they had a princess area. When Madison was little, they'd redone it. And you could go in if you had the dress and the little jewel on the dress. And the mirror would recognize you. And the princess that was the dress would talk to you in the mirror. So that was super cool. But it is gone now. And now I think there's only one left in the metro Atlanta area.
Well, it was surprising when we went in a few days ago, there was only 25% off. I'm like, wait, you're closing in 2 weeks. Where's my 75% everything must go? They weren't quite that low yet on the percentage off. They did have a decent amount of stock of about everything. Some of the bigger ticket items were gone, but you know, the typical clothing in a Disney store was there. A lot of the figurines were there. I think just some of the bigger ticket stuff.
Do you guys remember when the Disney stores weren't owned by Disney? So Disney had like sold them off and somebody else was running the stores before they brought them back into the fold a few years ago. When the kids were little, when it wasn't Disney owned, but they had the Disney merchandise, you could get deals on those t-shirts. Like there was a Muppets t-shirt that I love and like Pooh t-shirt and all sorts of stuff. And I used to get all of our family t-shirts there because they were really inexpensive too. And you could get for the kids and us and we could all match. Before I knew that was actually really a thing that people did and didn't get the custom t-shirts. I used to love that. And then Disney bought them back and the merchandise improved, but so did the cost.
Yeah. I actually went in the box lunch and looked at some Funkos, but they had been cleared out. Maybe they had a Funko sale. But on that same trip, the box lunch is only in certain malls, and Madison and I went in there, and the Funko selection was really minimal. Trying to finish my Tombstone Funkos. So I have Doc Holliday from Target. I need Doc Holliday from Walmart. I have Virgil Earp. I need Wyatt and Morgan Earp. So Monarch Moments, that's my current Funko list. I personally only own a couple. Literally a couple. Dean.
You were doing Twin Peaks for a while.
I have all the
too.
Twin Peaks Funkos,
you were and it's kind of fun to figure out where you can get them at. So everywhere he go, he kind of asks, like, do you guys have Twin Peaks Pops? And it's very random who carries which ones.
They're like, what is that? A show from 1990? Nobody remembers that. Or they're like, I wasn't born then. Anyway, where was I? I got off on a Funko tangent. Yeah, Cedar Point is like a big time coaster park. Yeah. I've always heard that, and like I said, growing up in Indiana, I'm ashamed I never got over there. I just always went to Kings Island, but hopefully we'll get there at some point.
The cat just came in. Both cats just came in.
Thank you, Karki. Somebody else remembers Twin Peaks, yeah. But those Funkos are awesome. Normally the best place for us to get Funkos in these Comic Cons. So hopefully the Comic Cons are coming back this summer here to the Atlanta area.
It's one of the cats.
Look forward to that. Hopefully Dragon Con's coming back too.
You will see.
Oh,
if not this year, then next year.
They do have a Log Lady Pop. Karki, it's upstairs, but yes, they do have a Log Lady Pop.
You want me to go get it? Or no?
You can if you want.
That's up to you.
Yeah, you can go get the pop now that the cats are in here.
Cats
we have 2 black cats, and they're rambunctious as cats can be. So let's see, we talked about pops. You know, when I was in box lunch, I also saw the Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad pins. I didn't think anything about it. I could have bought a couple. Maybe I should have. We'll go over our pin collection on another stream. We're not big pin collectors. We have about 60 total over the years. We have them on a board. That's one of the quarantine things that we did, was actually got all the Disney pins that were scattered throughout the house and put them on one board. They're not behind me. They're up in another room. I'll have to bring them in on the stream and go over the pins at some point. But I have seen those. They're nice pins. They have like Pluto and Daisy and Mickey and Minnie on the runaway railway car. So they look like cool pins. Maybe I should have got some, but they have those at Box Lunch if you're interested. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, there's just a lot of parks opening right now, which I think is really cool around the country, whether it's in Ohio or California. So I can't wait to see some of the Disneyland vlogs. I wish I could say we were getting out to California this year, but I don't see it quite in the cards. We are going to Halloween Horror Nights. This channel, we're big into Halloween and Christmas, or how did Pete McDevitt say it? Hallowishmas. So Kris is a big time Halloween Horror Night fan. So we're going to use our tickets from last year and carry them over, the BOGO tickets, to this year. So we're looking forward to that. And Kris
so what
says,
I didn't realize is you had them stacked like all the way to the ceiling.
did you?
So some might have fallen, so
oh
don't
my
kill
gosh,
me.
did you dent any? What
Oh
the?
my god. He has a bunch of these. Remember,
is-
he's not a collector.
This is the log lady. Ooh, ah.
This was another one I pulled from.
I love the red glasses on her. They got her spot on, I think.
And then what? This is your...
That's the Black Lodge, Dale Cooper and Laura Palmer. We really don't have time to go in the Twin Peaks is a whole nother vlog that I don't know how many folks would be interested in, but what the Black Lodge is, that's a whole Twin Peaks thing.
And
so.
Garrett noticed none of them are out of the box.
Yeah.
Just saying. I know you take yours out and spin them on your wheel. But
That's all right. That's a personal, whether the Funko stays in or stays out. That's
What is
a
going on?
collector decision, right? Everybody's, it's your own decision whether you take your collectibles in or out of the box. So,
excuse me.
thank you, Carol. We're chasing the cats already. Thanks for joining. We're Adventures by D. We do stream live every
Sorry,
other
guys.
Thursday, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Animals and kids have their own ideas of what
Yes.
happens and when. Their own timetables.
Special call out to Dean on the live place. Check out the live place if you want to find out when other family friendly vloggers live stream. So we've recently got listed there, so appreciate Dean doing that for us, and our streams are listed out there. Or you can just find it on our YouTube channel, hit the bell, and you know when we go live. Next stream is Star Wars night at the end of the month, 4/29. Getting ready for May the 4th and getting ready for the Bad Batch, which is kind of an extension of the Clone Wars. So really looking forward to that. You're welcome, Karki. Really looking forward to the Bad Batch. My son grew up with Clone Wars. I grew up with the movies. I'm going to go down and dig deep in the Star Wars collection, and should be a fun stream in a couple of weeks.
Yes, he's very excited.
You're not excited for the Star Wars stream?
Sure.
Thank you. Way to get on the team
If
bus.
Chewbacca shows up, I'll be ecstatic, or an Ewok.
I think we got to dig through all the Star Wars Disney pictures, and there's a lot of them. My favorite's when she met Kylo Ren in the launch bay, and I just kind of ran away because he was kind of scary.
I was looking. I do have an Ewok pop that I removed from the box, God forbid, but I think he's in another room. That's what I was just looking
Yeah,
at.
you have an Ewok triple pop, three
Yes.
little bears in a box
Yeah,
somewhere.
I don't think I have them in here.
No,
So, who doesn't love the Ewoks?
some of us that wasn't
They
our
don't.
favorite.
They don't like the Ewoks, and I love the Ewoks. We went to a science museum here, Tellus Science Museum in Atlanta, and they have like a night at the museum. This was a few years ago, and so it was really cute. So you kind of got to go in the evening when they aren't open, and they had special things going on, night at the museum kind of themed. And they had the 501st, which are the people that dress up in the Star Wars clothing, amazing group here, and there was an Ewok, and I got a picture with the Ewok. Like, there was an Ewok.
You know, they have the Ewok Vintage series now on Disney Plus.
We watched. It wasn't, yeah. I don't think I ever watched it.
It's 70s cartoons. I mean, the animation's not exactly The Mandalorian, but, you know, it's what they had.
Karki says she has a stuffed Ewok from her honeymoon.
Awesome.
Wow. See?
Well, I guess some people like the Ewoks. They're not my favorite
so
part
cute.
of Star Wars.
I wanted to be an Ewok for Halloween. Like, for real. I ended up being Sylvester the cat, but I wanted to be an Ewok. And my sister was Tweety. But that's like another time, you know.
You know who my favorite Star Wars character is to dress up as? Stay tuned. April 29th, you might find out. So we actually did those characters in our 500
Guys, should
subscriber.
I be like Princess Leia and come in with like the buns on my head? Should I do this like and wear white?
There you go.
No.
No?
No.
No?
No.
All right.
I mean, Princess Leia's fine, but she's not my favorite. I will come dressed too.
Wow. Okay. If you dig back into our 500 subscriber video, you can see maybe a preview. Or maybe it'll be a shortcoming. I'm not sure.
Oh my gosh. Yes, we have lots of costumes.
Lots of
We love
costumes,
that.
yes.
Halloween is big here. We all dress up. And actually, if there was Comic-Con, we would dress up too. And my favorite con I've ever been to, we want to do the San Diego Comic-Con one time, but is Dave got me tickets to Walker Stalker Con, which used to be here in Atlanta, and it's the Walking Dead themed convention in Atlanta where it's filmed. That thing was the most amazing time I've ever had with people dressed up in costumes. I cannot express how amazing it was seeing all these different people dressed up.
Hi, Melanie from Disney Connections. Welcome in. Thanks for joining.
Welcome.
We watch your channel. I'm subbed to your channel and love your unboxings. So appreciate you joining and checking us out.
Yeah, the San Diego Comic-Con Monarch moment you're mentioning, it would be cool. Yeah, we've talked about it, and, you know, we're like, could we somehow swing getting a hotel really close? Like, that would be cheap, right? And then you could just walk into Comic-Con, come and go. You know, everything we've seen, you have to camp out for several things. And Dean would probably sleep in the line to try to get a random Funko in the random drawing. He would be heartbroken if he didn't get it. We were there before Comic-Con in 2018. Was it before it?
It was
In
like
July?
a week before. We got Dean with a picture with Funko over his head.
They had like a pop-up store or something that they put in San Diego. And he's like standing looking through the windows, and it was near where the convention center is. So yeah, he was like, can we somehow stay for another couple weeks?
To me, besides going to the Funko stores in Hollywood, Seattle, to me the Funko Holy Grail is to get in the Comic-Con Funko booth. Because like trying to get into there, and I've seen some of the vlogs, it's like, I don't know how easy it is. You got to win a lottery or something. I don't know. But all those exclusive Funko Pops, that's like Funko Holy Grail land. Just to go in there and start taking them off the shelves. All those things are exclusive. And yeah, one day we hope to get out there for that.
I mean, it's amazing because there's so many. I mean, there's an Atlanta Comic-Con, and so when we go to these conventions, we don't actually listen to any of this. The things they, like, you could see speakers on different topics. Like, we've actually never done that. We go and we walk around the areas and see the people and see all the exhibits and that sort of stuff, which is kind of funny. So I don't know why. There were some of the Walking Dead that I was going to wait, but the line was so long to get into it, I didn't end up waiting. So, but
yeah,
just
speaking of
seeing
the
people-
Walking Dead, we have been to Walker Stalker Con here.
Yeah.
And we've done a Walking Dead filming location video somewhat recently. We've been on a ton of tours. Kris is a Walking Dead super fan.
So for a few years, Dave gave me for Christmas a gift of a tour, and then we would go on a tour around New Year's for it. Oh, you're getting one of the pictures he gave me. And then we would go on a tour. So we've been on 2 tours with this company called Atlanta Movie Tours, which unfortunately, when COVID hit, they went out of business. You kind of have the reflection of the...
Yeah, I know we have some reflection there, but I can't help it with the box lights. This is the cast. It's such a grim show. At Walker Stalker, I'm like, I'm going to buy her a picture of the cast with smiles on their face and actually cleaned up, because the show is they're all grimy and dirty and, you know, the stalkers running around. So.
And I mean, Georgia in the summer is so hot, and that's when they film. So they film in like the absolute heat of summer, and all of those clothes and all of that makeup, and walking around with contact lenses on their face so they can't see the walkers. Like, I don't even know how they do it. I don't know how they do it. But so that we went on 2 tours of the Atlanta movie tours, which took you in like the first couple of seasons, and some of the most epic, like Rick going down the freeway, going into the downtown Atlanta, and they take you to a bridge over top it, and like Dave and I, they take pictures of you like over that bridge. It's kind of a cool scene in Atlanta, and a variety of other scenes there. And then Dave got me a tour with AMC themselves, and they actually had a backlot movie tour that was only operational. Was it 2 months a year?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And
The cats have come back for a visit. Revolt.
he keeps coming back in.
You just
One of them.
you can't keep them out.
Oh my gosh, they love me too much. They can't stay away.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But the AMC backstage tour was unbelievable to see that. Just unbelievable. And you got to see like Rick's, the sheriff car, and a lot of it you're not allowed to film. So that's the thing with all these tours. You can take pictures, but you're not allowed to film. And because they make their money off the tours. So what Dave and I did is we went back in February to some of the areas where we'd gone on one of the tours, and we filmed a few of it. And I think somebody commented they're interested in seeing more, because I would love to go do more. I mean, there's so many locations, but it's just, if there is an interest, you know, it's a lot to put those videos together. So
there's a town called Sonoy. It looks like Sonoya, but it's down south of Atlanta, not too far from the airport. So if you want to come and do a walk-around tour and see some of the sites yourself,
you can do it.
You can do that pretty easy from the airport.
And then there's a, what are they called? The Georgia Tour Company?
I think so,
Is that the name of them? They're in Sonoy, and they do tours, and we did one tour with them, and they actually have a walking tour in some of the areas. But the AMC one might have been, in essence, the best one, because you got in certain areas you just wouldn't have access to with any of these other tours. And then Atlanta movie tours, they had just wonderful tours. I'm very sad they went out of business. That they didn't make it, because it was pretty cool. Because Atlanta, so many things are filmed in Atlanta and Georgia. So we've talked about that some before.
Let's hope they're continuing to be filmed in Georgia.
Yeah, they may not be.
Anyway, let's not get into that topic.
I could though. Would you like to? I know you don't.
No, let's stay on message here. Welcome if you're joining us. We're Adventures by D, family-friendly theme park vlogging channel. We cover Disney, we cover Dollywood, and we talked about all kinds of things at Wild Adventure tonight.
Absolutely.
And then just Wild Adventures. We're in the Atlanta, Georgia area.
They have cats, but not like these. They have like big tigers.
Yeah.
Here we go, Dash.
We're always ready for Halloween with our 2 black cats.
Love them, yes.
And then we're going back. What are trips coming up? We have a big birthday trips next. If you're just joining us, it's a double birthday week next week for us, Kris and I. So
I'm being surprised.
she's being surprised. She's excited about it. There's nothing more than she likes than a surprise. So pack for winter or pack for summer or fall. A little bit of both. You're gonna hit it right on. Anyway, so ring the bell. You never know when a live stream might come from a park. And subscribe if you enjoy theme park or Walking Dead content or Run Disney content. We do a little bit of everything. Our theme parks are bread and butter, but if we find it interesting, we hope you'll find it interesting, and we'll either vlog or do a do a live stream in a park if we can. And then we have a big family trip planned after Memorial Day. Gonna hit some new parks that we haven't been in before, so looking forward to that. Looking forward to just getting out and traveling as a family again. So that's very exciting as soon as our school is out.
Yeah, do you guys have any big plans this summer?
Yeah.
Is anything changing for anyone? Is anyone able to get out some if you choose to be vaccinated or other things?
What's going on in Texas? Disney Connections are they opening back up there, or is it was it ever closed? I don't know. I see that baseball stadiums are full bore out there. So
And speaking of baseball, we were going to try to go to an Atlanta Braves game for a couple hours today, but it did not work out. They had what used to be called the businessman special, but the afternoon game.
right.
And but we did not make it there. And can I just be really frank? Dave and I were going to go, and I just wanted to buy 2 tickets, and couldn't. They had them in groups of 4. It's at 33% capacity, and you could buy them in groups of 4, or I could buy 2 $80 tickets, which I wasn't going to buy. I just wanted cheap tickets in the upper deck for us to go for a couple hours, but it didn't happen. So unfortunately, I love to go to baseball games. And football games.
Yes, we're sports fans too.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that too much on the vlogs, but yeah, we're sports fans, and everything sports we watch here in the house.
Dave is huge NASCAR, IndyCar, all that stuff.
Oh.
Huge.
Karki's going to rent a house on Lake Michigan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That sounds really nice.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
sounds so nice. One of my friends, their family has a cabin in Michigan, and I don't know which lake it's off of, but they go every single year.
Speaking of masks, I know a lot of the theme parks are not requiring masks for photos anymore. And actually, some of the theme parks now are not requiring masks at all unless you're within somebody of 6 foot. Like Wild Adventures did not require a mask outside. And Dollywood now recently changed as of yesterday or 2 days ago, where a mask is not required outside anymore.
I have a feeling, I was saying to Dave, I think it's probably Hirsch and Family Entertainment's rules that they're just rolling out across the park. So Wild Adventures, you are required to have a mask, but when we got there and they were doing the health screening, the lady shared that if you are outside and at least 6 feet of distance from someone else, you could take off the mask, but we kept it on the whole time. The only time we didn't was 2 pictures. When we did the petting zoo picture, there was literally nobody there when we did it. And then the giraffe, they were really far away from you when they took the picture, so I decided I wanted a picture without the mask. But most times previous to that, I've had a mask on. I actually prefer pictures with the mask because I feel like it's going to set a point in time for us when we went and did certain things and masks were required, forever. It's going to be a part of our history, and I actually think it's kind of cool to have that. And we tend to wear masks everywhere. Like, if it's not required, I'm going to wear it. And I'm going to choose to go places where it is required, probably. So
as the new folks join, welcome into Disney Dynamics, and then Michelle also joined from Monarch Moments. She's ninja watching.
Oh my gosh, we have double. So it's Monarch Moments and my Monarch Moments.
Well, at least we can tell who's who in the chat, though.
I know, right?
Chris
Instead of what we do to you guys.
Yes, Chris is talking about getting her own handle.
I think I'm just going to create my own email with Adventures by D, so you know when it's me.
Yeah.
Or maybe so you get credit for 2 people watching, because a lot of times we're both watching.
Yeah.
Dave has it up on the PC, or I guess we shouldn't tell you we put it up on our big screen TV. A lot of times, you guys, Monarch Moments are on our big screen TV. So, and we watch Disney Connections that way too. We watch you guys in our big screen. You're probably like, oh my gosh. So when you guys are chatting.
So thanks for joining. We're Adventures by D. We have weekly vlogs on the theme parks. We do live streams every other Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. We started live streaming this year since Groundhog Day was the first live stream.
That was so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we did start live streaming at, was it 6 a.m.?
Yeah.
Or 6:30 in the morning. Yeah. We did, as soon as Punxsutawney was going to go live, we were live too. I will probably always do that every year. It was a lot of fun. We always watch, so. We did last year go to see Groundhog Day 2 years ago live here in Georgia. There's a General Beauregard Lee groundhog, and we saw him, so we were on location that year. That was pretty wild.
We have the vlog, and I actually found a site I was legally able to use Groundhog Day clips, short clips from the movies. So I think that's the only vlog where I put actually movie clips in, but I love Groundhog Day, the movie. So once I found the site, I put some in there of Needle-Nosed Ned and some other things. So check out that Groundhog Day vlogs, not just our vlog in Georgia, but there's some cool movie clips, at least I think so. Maybe you'll like it too.
And one day we'll go. Although I think it's going to be a little bit cold there, right? You can't wear shorts and a t-shirt when you
Yeah.
go see Punxsutawney Phil,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So, no.
No, you're not wearing shorts
Does
and a t-shirt.
Florida have a groundhog?
I don't know. You grew
Actually, I don't think so. I did a lot of research. Actually, Florida was not one of the areas that had one. And then there were, Alabama had a,
what about
different
Buckeye
animal.
Chuck in Ohio?
yes. Every state had something, and then some states, like in Alabama, they didn't wake the groundhog like they do Punxsutawney Phil, so they
Yeah.
have another animal fill in for Groundhog Day. So I thought that was pretty fun. So
Hope everybody had some nice weather today. Our weather today was perfect, except for the pollen, but 70 degrees here in the Atlanta,
and
Georgia
you guys
area.
having allergies everywhere, or are you good? It's big time allergy season here in Georgia. So yeah, yellow coating with everywhere. All the car wash places get their money this time of year. That is for sure. Just as soon as you go out. And if we filmed, like we went to Callaway Gardens, they have like beautiful azaleas there. And the camera, we could literally see the pollen collecting on the camera as we went around. This was the year I was glad I was wearing a mask because it helped filter all of it out, So it was like, wow, this mask might actually come in handy for allergies, right?
Sounds like Texas has similar issues with pollen. Disney Connections. Didn't you guys go out to
you
Touch
guys
of
did.
Disney?
Yeah.
How was that? I think I saw a live stream from there from y'all. So let us know how that was.
Exciting.
I'm jealous. I'd like to go back out there soon.
And I don't think Francisco's in here today, but wasn't it?
He was going April 18th,
Yeah,
I think.
so Monday, right?
Yeah, he was going towards one of the
Yeah,
last
like
few
one of
days.
the last days.
Yeah.
Like, how exciting is that? And then everyone trying to get their tickets right now.
Probably have.
And, when we went to Disneyland in 2018, I don't remember the cost of the tickets. Were they the cost that they're saying right now what the tickets are?
I don't think they were. I think the tickets I saw were $200 for a day or two now.
It starts at like $115 or up to $150 a day, and then was it $150 for two parks or $200 for two parks? I don't know. I just almost passed out seeing it for one day. And you guys can tell, because I'm sure Monarch, you guys probably know right away what the cost is. But they said they hadn't increased since they probably increased them at the beginning of 2020. But when I was hearing what the numbers were, I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's I honestly got kind of complex with the tickets and the reservations. I'm like, I'll just wait for all the California Monarch Moments vlogs to explain me what's going on with the
I was
Disneyland
trying to
tickets.
understand it.
Yeah, it was like...
And then it opened this week, but it was really just for people that already had purchased tickets that hadn't used them yet, that they had 2 days to book, and then it opened for everybody else today. And I was curious to see what the demand would be. I don't know. So...
It looks like they were doing some cartwheels out there. We do have Disneyland vlogs on the channel, so we've been out there, and some. We went to. We had a good 4th of July. Actually, it was very hot. We went out to Hollywood Studios, Universal Studios in Hollywood. Yeah,
Gosh, it was hot there though.
yeah, it was hot. And then one of the days in Disneyland, it was 115 degrees one day, or over 100 degrees. So we had to wait till the sun went down.
Oh my God, it was so hot.
Yeah.
And of course, we had a wedding we were doing with family. I mean, the trip was already chosen, the date, but of course nobody knew a heat wave would come through. The first day was probably 70 something, and then it went to 112. It was so hot when we were there, but so fun though. What a beautiful area.
It is.
All of California. I mean, come on. Can you go wrong?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Ooh, Disney Dynamics, 29 days for you. And when you say home, are you meaning Walt Disney World or Disneyland? Which one? I'm curious to see.
Wow, 7 hours today. Wow. They're in the queues for a long time. I haven't paid too much attention to.
Yeah.
Was busy.
I was watching.
Working.
I was watching on Twitter people commenting, and then people got their tickets or it timed out, and they got their tickets but they couldn't get the reservation. That's what I was confused. You buy almost like if you could buy the ticket, you wish it would just put you straight into the reservation that you'd be guaranteed. I don't know. And it's different too because staying at the hotel doesn't give you anything right now, the Grand Californian. So
I'm still kind of sad from not getting in the virtual queue or Ride of Resistance when we were in Disney in August. So I'm a little put off by the lottery system right now. So
it's, yeah. Now there's more of a chance because there's more capacity, but that was brutal to pay all that money and you go. I mean, we love Hollywood. We've loved Hollywood Studios for years. I know a lot of people, it may not be their favorite park, but in Galaxy's Edge and all that, the addition's great. But that was like the thing you guys wanted to do as big Star Wars fans as you are, is to do.
Yeah. There is a Hollywood Studios sad video on our channel, Epic Fail.
Or maybe it's not.
It's not a sad video.
I mean, Dave was doing the...
There are worse things than not getting on the ride. Come on now.
How this was when we went was at 10 o'clock, you would try to get the reservation. You know, it's changed now. Now it's 7 a.m. or 1 p.m., right? But Dave was so nervous. His hand was shaking with the phone as he's trying to get the reservation. That's how much it meant to him. And then he is so upset that he doesn't get the reservation that I'm trying to talk to him, and he gets up and he leaves the table, and I filmed it and I put it in the vlog. It's not rude what you did, but that's how much it meant to you to like what does a regular family go through here? And you can hear everyone around you cheering that they got, and when people were just cheering, weren't they?
I'm thinking you should have went black and white slow-mo.
Oh, maybe
sad
so.
Music as I walk away.
It was really something else. But and then Disney Connections. Are you doing Disneyland and DCA? Are you doing both? Are you doing a couple days? Like, what is your trip going to be?
Speaking of Disneyland, we are working with our partner channel, Vacation Theme Parks and More, on a Disneyland versus Disney World series of videos.
We're excited.
So
we have some things coming up with them.
So we're doing looking at a couple rides in each vlog and how they compare between Disneyland and Disney World. So we're excited to be working with Tom and Joanna and the crew. So stay tuned for those vlogs.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah, this is interesting. We'll compare and contrast the two parks. So it should be interesting. Hopefully good vlogs. Sounds like there more frustration on the ticketing system today.
And then it's hard, like you do that time waiting today and you can say, oh, I could do it another day, but they may all be gone for like weeks and weeks. And I was curious if more people were going to wait to get tickets for when Avengers Campus opens and not do when it like if you're going to spend your money, or are they going to do both? Or, that's what I was kind of curious about for people in the area, what you would choose. I mean, Madison was kind of like Avengers Campus. What? Like it's already opening. So I wonder too, like the food sounds really fun. Like Ant-Man food, right? Pim's, what is it called?
Something like that.
Like
I don't know. Madison, our daughter's the Marvel expert.
Yeah. So, but it would kill me not to have that ride.
Yeah. I think at Disney Connections, your vlog, you were talking about what's the latest Marvel thing? Winter Soldier and
the
Falcon.
And the Winter Soldier.
I think I put it in your chat. I just have my daughter explain it all to me.
Yeah,
you all are talking about these characters and they're coming back from other series, and I'm like,
she understands it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many characters, and she watches all the DC stuff too. So between all those characters, like my brain's full. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a lot of characters. She just rewatched over her spring break like all the Marvels. So. Yeah.
Okay. I think we got 6 people on. Do you want to start wrapping it up some?
If you want to.
Stay tuned for...
surprises. Ring the bell, because I guess we might go live from somewhere that I don't know where. And this weekend coming up next... Not this weekend, but next weekend?
Yes.
Right?
Sure.
It's not this weekend. It's a weekend from this weekend.
If you say so. Ring the bell for some more surprise streams.
Surprise trip.
Surprise trip. Big birthday week for us next week. So looking forward to that, because I know where we're going and Kris doesn't. We're going to have some big park streams in June when school lets out. Looking forward to that. Hitting some new parks. And then stay tuned for Star Wars night on April 29th. there'll be some new Star Wars content coming out, and I'm digging deep into the Star Wars vault in Manville to see what I can pull out that might be interesting for a vlog. Thank you, Disney Connections. I appreciate that always. Appreciate and enjoy your channel too, as I said earlier. I think that's it. We're gonna leave you on a roller coaster at Wild Adventure called Boomerang. I'm gonna bring it up, and then we'll play our little outro song. But thank you so much for watching. We appreciate it as always. We know there's 1,000 things going on. It's a busy time of year. It's spring, and then we had great weather here. I hope everybody had great weather where you were. But we're gonna put you in the stream and watch Boomerang. Thanks so much. Ring the bell. Consider subscribing. And have a great evening. Thanks so much.
Thank you, guys. May the adventures be with you. Have a good evening.